You already know the feeling, a quiet spark that whispers this way. That's intuition, the oldest technology on the planet. Every culture has tried to model it. Mathematicians with ratios, mystics with light, linguists with patterns. In NLP terms, intuition is a process of unconscious modelling. Your brain noticing micro patterns and mapping them to possibilities before your conscious mind finishes its sentence. You can learn to cooperate with it. Step 1. Calibrate the field. Imagine a scientist entering a lab. Before she starts any experiment, she checks her instruments. Light levels, temperature, calibration. When you slow your breath, relax your eyes, and widen awareness, you're calibrating the instruments of you. That's how spiritual texts describe harmonic coherence. A fancy phrase meaning your nervous system is in tune with the environment. Science calls it interoception, reading internal signals so precisely that external patterns become obvious. That's why intuitive people seem psychic. They're just exquisitively calibrated. Step 2. Pattern recognition in motion. Electricity is the one force. Everything else is an echo of its rhythm. Likewise, every emotion, thought and action is modulation of energy. When you notice how someone's tone rises at the end of a sentence, or how a silence thickens before truth, you're detecting the electrical shift between fields. In NLP, that's sensory acuity. In spiritual language, it's listening with the heart. Both lead to empathy that feels telepathic. Step 3. Reframe and realign. A storm passes, the sky clears. The storm wasn't wrong. It charged the atmosphere. When life's turbulence hits, the question isn't, why is this happening to me? But what new pattern is forming through me? Reframing, it turns punishment into process. Every time you reframe, neural pathways reorganize. Beliefs that used to slam shut now swing open. That's neuroplastic karma. Each choice sharpens the next terrain of possibility. Erickson used language like an artist uses light, never forcing, always guiding attention. When you describe what is, you can hear these words, and then you hint what might be. And as you hear them, new insights can begin to form. The listener's mind fills in the geometry between. That's how suggestion becomes self-discovery, not control. So the big picture, intuition connects humanity to the field of life itself, an electrical orchestra of choices and chances. At the detail level, it's the micro-timing between heartbeat and breath, the milliseconds of pause before saying yes or no. When you can shift effortlessly between telescope and microscope, you think like a polymath. Art, science, and soul in one motion. Ignore your intuition and life becomes white noise. Decisions feel forced. Synchronicities fade. The feedback loops tighten. Your body and mind, they protest through stress or fatigue. That's not cosmic punishment. It's feedback trying to recalibrate you. Follow the signal and reality starts cooperating. Chance meetings appear, ideas align, health improves. That is what the ancients called right action. Physics calls it resonance. There were once two rivers. One tried to push uphill, certain that strength meant defiance. The other flowed downhill, learning the shape of every stone. Both reached the sea, but one arrived exhausted, the other transformed into song. Intuition is the second river. It listens to gravity, the pull of coherence, and it moves with it. Biologically, intuition arises from the anterior cingulate cortex, detecting pattern errors before you consciously notice them. Spiritually, that's the still small voice. In practice, pause, sense, act from alignment. The science and the mysticism finally shake hands. When you act in coherence, relationships simplify. You stop guessing motives and start sensing intent. Work becomes creation rather than effort. Fear morphs into curiosity. Same adrenaline. Cleaner data. When you don't, life keeps teaching. The lessons get louder until attention returns to harmony. That's karma as homeostasis. You don't need trance to learn this. You already live inside a constant dialogue between patterns and awareness. Every breath is a feedback loop. Every choice a recalibration. And somewhere between the inhale of analysis and the exhale of surrender, intuition speaks.